Welcome to the deep dive. Today, you've pointed us towards, well, a really captivating spot for property investment.
hmm
We're going to sidestep the usual crowded places for a bit and focus on Koh Samui, specifically Lamai.
That's right. We're doing a deep dive into Lamai as this growing destination for property investors.
And our guide today is a detailed blog post. So your mission, if you choose to accept it by listening in, is basically to get the inside scoop on why Lamai is catching the eye of smart investors like you.
Exactly. And this blog post comes from Ocean Worldwide. They're a luxury real estate agency, been based over in Phuket since 2004.
Oh, right, Phuket, so they know the region.
They really do.
Yeah.
Sandra O'Neill, the director, she's helped literally thousands of families and investors over the years. They focus on that high-end residential market in Phuket and Koh Samui.
Okay, so a credible source with deep local knowledge.
Definitely. And they paint a pretty compelling picture of Lamai. As we dig in, you'll see why it's generating buzz, similar to how Phuket draws interest in the luxury market.
So where do we start? What are the key takeaways from their piece?
Okay, let's kick things off with the big picture points they highlight about Lamai's rise.
All right, lay it on me.
First up, the blog really stresses Lamai's peaceful environment.
Ah, the calm lifestyle aspect.
Exactly. It's positioned as ideal for that. Koh Samui has busy spots like Chaweng,
Right, very lively.
but Lamai offers something different, a quieter vibe, more of a sanctuary. For you, the listener, that contrast is important if you're after an investment that's also, an escape.
That makes sense. It's not just about the numbers, but the feeling of the place.
Precisely. That lifestyle element is huge for many investors. Lamai's relaxed pace really caters to that desire for, well, tranquility. It pulls in long-term residents and repeat visitors.
Okay, what's takeaway number two?
This was interesting. A noticeable rise in luxury property developments.
Luxury. So we're talking high-end stuff.
Yeah, think fancy villas, private pools, those amazing sea views. It definitely signals a shift, attracting a more affluent kind of buyer.
So for you, the investor, this could mean tapping into a higher-end rental market, maybe.
Could be, or potential for better capital appreciation down the line.
Yeah.
What's really key here is why. It's not just short-term luxury tourists.
Okay.
We're seeing people looking for longer stays, second homes even. Maybe it's remote work driving it, or just wanting that peaceful retreat long-term. It points to a more, let's say, mature luxury market for you to consider.
Gotcha. Makes sense. What's third?
Third, the rental market is thriving.
Mm.
And importantly, it's not just holiday lets.
Right, you mentioned longer stays.
Yeah, fueled by locals and a growing expat community looking for long-term options. That's a really strong sign for you, suggesting consistent occupancy, reliable income.
Okay, stability. That's always good.
Absolutely. Long-term rentals smooth out the bumps you get with just tourism. And having both locals and expats wanting to live there, not just visit, that shows real appeal and reduces your risk as an investor.
Good point.
Yeah.
So fourth takeaway. This sounds like it might be about price.
You guessed it. Music to an investor's ears, right? Property prices in Lamai, still competitive. You get good value for your money.
How competitive are we talking?
Well, the blog suggests you can often find similar properties for less in Lamai compared to, say, more established spots on Samui. So for you, that could mean a lower initial outlay for a comparable asset.
Lower entry barrier. That's attractive.
It's a major draw.
Yeah.
It maximizes your potential ROI. And let's be honest, as long gets more popular, these prices probably won't stay this competitive forever. It could be a window of opportunity for you right now.
Okay, good to know. And the final key point.
Number 5, infrastructure improvements. Recent and ongoing ones are boosting Lamai's overall appeal.
Like what kind of improvements?
Better roads, more transport options, basically stuff that makes the area more livable. And more livable means more attractive to residents and investors like you.
So convenience drives up value and rental demand.
Exactly. These improvements are a strong signal of Lamai's growth path. Better access, better amenities mean a better quality of life, which fuels property demand. It all connects for your potential investment.
Okay, so let's recap for everyone listening. Lamai offers peace, a growing luxury scene, a strong rental market, especially long-term competitive prices, and improving infrastructure.
It's a compelling mix. You can see why it's getting attention. And that Ocean Worldwide blog post, drawing on their Phuket experience, really lays out Lamai's unique qualities.
Let's dig into that unique appeal a bit more. What really makes it stand out for an investor like you?
Well, that tranquil atmosphere keeps coming up.
Yeah, the contrast with Chaweng.
Right. It's painted as a place you can genuinely unwind. That's a massive selling point, For you, Appealing to that specific lifestyle could mean finding tenants or buyers seeking exactly that piece.
A specific niche, almost.
Sort of. It's not just about a quiet beach. It's a different rhythm of life. It attracts people looking for a retreat, a place to de-stress. That's a powerful driver, ensuring a reliable market for your property.
And, of course, the beaches themselves. The blog raves about them.
Can't ignore the beaches on a Thai island, right? Amazing stretches of sand, easily accessible. That's fundamental.
I must have amenity for potential tenants or buyers you're targeting.
Non-negotiable for many. And that easy access part is key too. No one wants a long trek to the beach. It adds real value for renters or future buyers of your property.
But it's more than just beaches, apparently. The blog mentions cultural richness.
Yeah, temples, local markets, festivals.
Uh,
It adds another dimension. It's not just a generic beach holiday spot.
so for you, that cultural depth could make your property more desirable, attract people wanting something more authentic.
Definitely. That authenticity is something people increasingly want. It helps build a sense of community, especially for longer-term residents, making your investment attractive to a wider range of people.
And tying it all together is this balance that the blog talks about affordability and natural beauty.
Right. It admits prices aren't, shooting through the roof like crazy.
But steady appreciation and good rental income potential make it smart for the long term.
Exactly. So for you, it suggests potential for both cash flow and capital growth without needing a massive initial investment. It's that sweet spot investors look for.
You're not paying top dollar for a saturated market, but you're getting the fundamentals: beauty, lifestyle, a solid base for your investment.
Precisely.
Okay, so Lamai's market isn't standing still. Let's shift gears. The Ocean Worldwide Post talks about emerging trends, right? What should you, the listener, be aware of?
Yeah, this is where it gets really interesting for your strategy. It shows where things are heading. First trend, rising demand for rentals.
We touched on this, but they elaborate.
They do. It's not just tourists. More people, expats, retirees, are renting for longer periods. This really highlights the opportunity for you to tap into that stable, growing rental market.
So it's becoming more of a place to live, not just visit.
That's the implication. It suggests a maturing market, which is great for investors like you seeking reliable long-term income.
Okay, interesting. What else is trending?
Another big one, a shift towards eco-friendly properties.
Ah, sustainability. That's happening everywhere.
It is. The blog mentions eco-design, solar panels, rainwater harvesting, and new developments. It seems buyers and renters are increasingly conscious of this.
So for you, investing in green properties could attract a specific, maybe growing market segment?
Potentially, yes. Plus, eco-features can mean long-term savings and maybe even higher rent. It's forward-thinking, something you might want to factor in.
Makes sense. And the third trend, back to luxury.
Yep. Can't ignore the rise of luxury developments, more high-end villas, private pools, sea views, the whole package.
Catering to expats and second-home buyers.
Seems so. People looking for a more permanent, luxurious lifestyle. For you, this points to potential high returns in that premium market segment.
That luxury end often lifts the whole area's value, doesn't it?
It can, yeah. Demand from expats and second home buyers shows confidence in Lamai's stability, potentially offering you strong capital appreciation.
Okay, now let's get down to brass tacks. Pricing. That's always top of mind for investors. The Ocean Worldwide blog, using their Phuket and Samui knowledge, makes a case for Lamai being competitive.
Absolutely. This is core to Lamai's appeal for you. They stress you can often find similar properties for less than in, say, Choing or Beaufort.
So, affordable options, a good entry point for you if you're new or relocating on a budget.
Exactly. And they also mention the lower general cost of living as a bonus, both for you and your potential tenants.
It's not just the purchase price, though. It's value for money. Right.
Right. The blog points out your investment dollar stretches further in Lamai. You might get a larger property, better location, higher quality finishes for the same money. That maximizes your potential return.
And that competitive price feeds directly into investment potential for you.
It does. Lower initial cost, solid rental market, likely appreciation. It builds a strong case for you to consider Lamai. Higher potential returns because you didn't pay top price up front.
Did they give any actual price ranges? Just to give you a ballpark.
They did provide some averages. Around 3.5 million Thai baht for condos.
Okay.
Villas averaging about 8 million baht.
Right.
And land about 6 million baht per rai. And remember, a rai is about 1,600 square meters.
Got it. Useful benchmarks for your initial research, but obviously averages vary.
Absolutely. Always do your homework on specific valuations before you jump in.
Now, the blog also talks about the impact of expats. That seems like a big factor for you to consider.
Oh, huge. The expat influx has really boosted investment activity. New builds, renovations, it's driving up values and creating opportunities for you.
And these investors are coming from all over.
Apparently so. The blog mentions diverse origins, suggesting broad international appeal, which is good for the stability of your investment.
And it's not just one type of expat moving there.
No, it's quite diverse.
Hmm.
Young professionals, families, retirees, all looking for potentially different things. So for you, that means opportunities across different property types and price points.
More resilience in the market, maybe?
Exactly. It's not reliant on just one demographic.
Hmm.
And it's not just luxury villas. There's demand across the board, which helps if you need to rent or sell your property later.
And the key trend for investors like you seems to be.
The shift towards long-term rentals among expats.
Right. Creates steady demand, predictable income for your properties.
Yeah, less vacancy risk, more reliable cash flow compared to just chasing the tourist season makes your investment feel more secure.
Okay, let's switch to infrastructure again. How are these developments making Lamai better for living and investing? This impacts your future tenants or buyers, right?
Totally. These improvements are vital for long-term growth, which benefits your investment. The blog mentions better roads, more transport options.
Accessibility is key.
And proximity to Samui International Airport is a big plus, too, for attracting people to your property.
Plus more amenities popping up, shops, restaurants.
Yeah, just making daily life more convenient and appealing. It enhances the attractiveness of your investment property.
It's like a positive cycle, isn't it? Better infrastructure, more amenities, attracts more people, drives more development.
Exactly. And potentially increases the value of your property over time.
And the blog mentioned future plans, too.
Yeah, the local council seems committed. Plans for even better roads, utilities, public spaces. That long-term vision gives you a sense of future stability for your investment. Shows they're serious about Lamai's growth.
Okay, so beyond the investment nuts and bolts, the blog also paints a picture of the lifestyle, the natural beauty. That's a huge part of the draw for your potential tenants or buyers, surely.
Oh, absolutely. Lamai isn't just properties, it's a way of life. That's what attracts long-term residents who might rent from you. The stunning beaches are obvious. Lamai Beach. Quieter spots like Lipanoi.
Calm waters for swimming, good for families.
A plus.
Yeah.
And it's not just beach lounging.
Right, lots of outdoor activities.
Yeah, waterfalls, hiking, kayaking, even rock climbing mentioned. Lots to do adds the lifestyle appeal for potential residents of your property, caters to different interests.
And the food scene, always important.
Definitely. Blog mentions everything from street food to high-end places. Authentic Thai, fresh seafood. Exploring local markets sounds like part of the experience. Adds to that cultural richness we talked about.
So it's really about that overall package, the tranquil environment, the slower pace. That's the core appeal for people choosing to live there, maybe in a property you own.
I think that's spot on.
Yeah.
That peace and quiet is what sets Lamai apart. It's why people invest and live there, creating that stable demand for properties like yours.
Okay, let's zoom back into investment specifics. The Ocean Worldwide blog highlights luxury properties as a particular opportunity for you.
It does seem that way. Significant interest, both local and international, in that high-end market. People want comfort, exclusivity.
Yeah.
Beachfront villas are hot.
So for you, potential for premium rent and good capital gains in that segment.
That's the suggestion. The blog even mentions these are often architecturally designed villas, sometimes with property management services included.
Ah, property management.
Yeah.
That makes it easier for you as an investor, right? Especially if you're not living there.
Huge benefit. Handles marketing, bookings, maintenance, guests. Makes ownership much more hands-off. Helps you maximize rental income without the daily hassle.
And the returns, they sound pretty good.
The blog talks about potentially attractive rental yields, maybe 5–8%, and capital appreciation expected around 5–10%.
Just to clarify, that yield for you listening, 5–8% annual return from rent as a percentage of the property's value. That does sound promising for your investment.
It makes a strong case for considering luxury in Lamai, doesn't it? Especially if, as the blog suggests, luxury properties there might outperform other types, a potentially lucrative avenue for you.
But we need balance. No investment is risk-free. The blog does mention challenges you should be aware of, right?
Crucial to have a realistic view. Yes, it mentions economic fluctuations. Global downturns can hit tourism and foreign investment. affecting your rental income and property values. Something for your risk assessment.
And competition. Other places in Southeast Asia.
Yeah, that's mentioned too. Places like Vietnam, Cambodia are getting popular, offering similar stuff. So Lamai needs to keep its edge. For you, that means its unique appeal and ongoing development are important long-term factors.
Keeps the pressure on to maintain quality and attractiveness, which hopefully protects your investment's value.
Exactly. And one more challenge raised.
Let me guess. Overdevelopment.
Bingo. Preserving that local character and natural charm. There's a risk of losing what makes Lamai special if development isn't balanced. As a responsible investor, that's something you'd likely care about too, for the area's long-term health.
Sustainable development is key for the enduring appeal of your investment.
Couldn't agree more.
So, wrapping it up, what's the future outlook according to the Ocean Worldwide blog? Where is Lamai heading?
Overall, it's positive. Continued growth expected, maybe not explosive like the super busy spots, but steady, driven by those infrastructure upgrades and the ongoing demand for that relaxed lifestyle. A promising future for your investment.
And for you, thinking long-term, what should you focus on?
The blog suggests eco-friendly properties, places suited for long-term rentals, and those luxury villas with privacy and views. It really circles back to Lamai's balance of affordability and beauty as the foundation for long-term returns in your portfolio.
Any final predictions or caveats?
Well, it acknowledges potential bumps like global economics or competition, but the general vibe is optimistic. Rising demand is expected to push property values up. Suggests now might be a good time for you to consider Lamai to catch that growth wave.
Okay, so let's bring this all together for you one last time. This deep dive, based on that Ocean Worldwide blog, really shows Lamai and Koh Samui as a genuinely compelling place for property investment.
Yeah, you've got the tranquility, the affordability, the infrastructure improvements, and that growing demand, especially for luxury and long-term rentals.
And crucially, that competitive pricing.
Right.
Gives you good value and strong potential compared to maybe other more established areas on the island. Much like the kind of opportunities Ocean Worldwide has seen and facilitated over in Phuket for years.
It's a strong combination of factors.
You know, thinking through all this, it really makes you pause and consider, doesn't it? What could that mix of a balanced lifestyle and a smart investment actually look like for your future? Especially somewhere like Lamai. Could this be the kind of opportunity you've been searching for, maybe hitting both those financial goals and getting that slice of paradise?
Something to think about.
Well, hopefully this deep dive has given you a valuable shortcut, a clear understanding of Lamai's property market, all thanks to the insights from that blog post.